Roger nearly died of a fentanyl overdose the night before we met him. He was on his way back to get high again when we got on the bus. He was desperate for a meaningful connection with people, someone he could help or mean something to. His beliefs about himself needed an identity buster. They needed something really significant. Still do. Uh, his beliefs were pretty intense, and he was a lovely and brilliant guy, and I hope he's okay. We saw him for a few minutes. We got on the bus, and he was telling us about how to do this and how to do that. Um, and he was ecstatic to be able to meet people who were willing to connect and that he could help. And he was genuinely helpful. He prayed with us. He prayed for us. Uh, we pray for a lot of people, but he prayed for us without prompting, even. He started things off. Here's what I wish I'd done. I wish I'd stayed with him longer and not left with the guy who was coming to pick up our luggage. My own mindset, I was so relieved that Packy was showing up uh, that it felt like a rescue on my part. That's my own beliefs. I'll tell you about that in a different video. But I was feeling victim on Cartman Drama Triangle. I wish that I had stayed with Roger and done Snow Globe with him on 3 or 4 beliefs in his I'm an addict cluster. Here's what we would have transformed into. We would have gone from I'm an addict, I'm addicted to fentanyl, I'm not worth helping, to beliefs like, and I'm guessing here because I didn't ask him. And these kind of beliefs, I can only guess at them. In fact, the person with the beliefs can only guess at them. They can get a way better idea of what's going to be helpful than I can, because they can feel how it resonates. Do I believe this or do I not believe this? Do I believe this at a 3 out of 10? Do I believe it at a 0 or a 10 out of 10? But you're always guessing. The mind is kind of a black box in some ways. And so you can never really know what's going on in your own mind. God is the only one who really knows what's going on in our minds. No matter how much training I have, I can only guess at the way you express these things in your mind. But here are the basic things that I would be transforming into for unlimited beliefs. Instead of I'm an addict, I'm addicted to fentanyl, I'm not worth helping, I would be going for I have needs that aren't being met. Recognizing that self-medicating has a purpose. I have pain that I can begin dissolving. I'm able to build a life I want. I'm lovable and deserving. I can give and accept healthy love. I'm worth loving. I'm already strong in some areas and I can become strong in others. I can run away from temptation. I've done it before. I can learn what I want. Like I can learn to understand what it is that I want, because I know I want some things. But a lot of people, they aren't clear on what they want. I am there and have been there many times in many ways. That's a big part of the work, is learning what you want. I can handle pain. I don't have to be afraid of suffering. Fear of suffering is the root of many kinds of evil. Fear and anger are great flags for we've got limiters going on. So suffering is one thing. We all suffer occasionally. We all suffer in big ways sometimes. I've never met someone with an easy life, so to speak. But you don't have to be afraid of that suffering. And that's where I make the worst decisions, is when I'm afraid of suffering. And that's consistent. I'm worth the effort it takes to heal and grow. I can make mistakes while moving forward. I can notice what my mind says without having to agree or act on them. Every step toward feeling and honoring my needs is a step toward freedom. I'm allowed to pursue and imagine a life that feels meaningful and joyful to me. Like, can you see how those would make a huge difference if you believed those things? Like, believed them, not just heard them. The point of processes like in the voyage is moving from belief to belief, moving from belief in one thing to disbelief in that old thing, disbelief in the new thing into belief in the new thing. Not understanding this is possible to believe, but actually believing it. This is the core of a tremendous amount of work that makes the biggest difference I've ever seen on identity and in vision and in execution is what do you really believe? Not what do you want to believe, not what do you think you believe, not what do you hope you believe, not what you wish you believed, but what do you actually believe? You can change what you actually believe through processes like Snow Globe, 3D Mind, through the Santa Claus insight processes, of course. Those are the easy ones that everyone thinks they've made the big progress in, but that's usually the easy 25% of beliefs is the Santa Claus ones. They're just kind of a gift, but they also really don't take much work. It's just, oh, new data. Okay, now I believe the new data. But there are about a half dozen processes that we use, and any process that replaces an old belief with a new belief and installs it thoroughly, use it. If you've got it, use it. You genuinely can move from addiction to freedom, addiction to connection and wholeness and love and closeness and freedom. All those are kind of the antithesis of addiction and numbing and escape and isolation. And so when you have hope, addiction and despair, hope and freedom, all those go together in big clusters. So I wish that I had done that. And if I knew how to get in touch with him, I would get in touch with him and offer. Um, I'm going to try. But that's, yeah. I hope I can find him. I hope I can find him again. If you have belief shifting processes available to you, use them. If you need belief shifting processes, please come get them. They are available.